Hello everybody, I'm Trady. This video itself is gonna be my AGDQ 2022 run of Resident Evil 8 Village on Village of Shadows difficulty. This was my first time participating in a GDQ event. Overall, I was really happy how this run went overall for a marathon run. Not 100% flawless, but yeah, that's to be expected. And I guess if you're new to the channel and you don't know me, I do have some circus background, so if you're wondering why I have a face paint during this run, that's why. I never get to explain it in the run itself because I kind of forgot. I also forgot to do some juggling, but oh well. Hope you enjoyed the run. There's also a Twitch chat included in this VOD, so it enhances the experience just a little bit more. Enjoy.
With that being said, you wanted a bonus game, huh? You raised all that money to see a bonus game. Well, I think it is time to see a bonus game. Coming up next, it is the Village of Shadows difficulty. It's the glitchless category. This is Resident Evil Village by Trady.
Hello everybody, I'm Trady, and I'm here to showcase Resident Evil 8 Village on Village of Shadows difficulty. I guess while we're gonna get started here, I'm gonna let my commentators introduce themselves. We can talk more about this difficulty.
Hello everybody, I'm Distortion2. I spent a lot of time routing and testing this game when it came out. Haven't ran it in a while, and I'm also joined by Spicy.
Hey guys, I'm Spicy. I hold a few records for this game, and I've played it more than probably is healthy.
Alright, the time starts in 3, 2, 1, and go. You might already notice something weird. I might have put it up some weird alternative universe version of the game, but that's fine.
He's so cute.
Get a little Chris baby.
It's like I said to your mom. That book's too scary for
You also might wonder who is this weird clown-looking guy doing this run. We can talk about it later if we have time. We're definitely gonna have some time to talk about that as well. But to begin the run, we're gonna have to toss this baby to creep as soon as we can, and then we're gonna head up downstairs to skip some more cutscenes here. I guess in the story, this is continuation of RE7. Ethan and Mia moved to Europe, but in this beginning sequence, Chris attacks the house, kills Mia, and kidnaps us, Ethan, and the baby. And then we all of a sudden wake up in a car crash in the middle of nowhere, and the baby is gone, and we have no idea what's going on. But this is going to be a little bit of a slow start, as like all these runs are. And I guess we can talk about a little bit about the difficulty itself. Village of Shadows, I feel like its parents are at the New Game Plus. It feels like because all of the... So we're playing on a fresh new save, which means we don't have any of our... We basically have all our weak. We're gonna get our beginning pistol and all that. But the idea is usually, I feel like in this difficulty is that you play your first playthrough, you carry all your weapons into the this difficulty, which are already upgraded and all that. We're not gonna have any of those. And you're gonna see that example. And the first Lycan we have to kill this run.
Yeah. The start of this game is a great example on Village of Shadows why it's meant mainly as an NG plus difficulty. There's a really long section coming up where he needs to defend for basically a specific amount of time, but he barely has anything. You don't really have the tools to defend yourself, especially on this difficulty with how how tanky the enemies are. So just get ready for that. But we've got some good strategies in place for it, at least.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. I believe in the interview earlier, if any of you saw that, I think when he was explaining the difficulty, the first Lycan that we have to kill with the starting pistol, I believe is 22 headshots to kill him, if that's any, if that gives you any idea of how this difficulty is.
Yeah, we're basically at our weakest at the very beginning of the game. We're gonna try to upgrade our weapons as soon as we can to just at least add a little bit more firepower, but it's not gonna happen quite yet. This game has kind of a long lead up to. There's a lot of like setting up and just a slow start, kind of like RE7 as well.
Yeah, the intro is definitely kind of the roughest part about speedrunning Village. We do have a no intro category, which kind of skips this kind of scripted intro section, but you know, we want to show off the full game.
Indeed.
Speaking of categories, we should clarify as well. This is the glitchless category. It's not, I guess, 100% glitchless. There's a few tricks that we use that I guess you could consider glitches. But the main thing that this category is as glitchless is no out of bounds. So we do have a few skips that we do in 80% that we do not allow for the glitchless category.
Yeah. And here we're gonna do. We're not gonna do this too much in this run, but I'm gonna be restarting a checkpoint here once we walk here. This will warp me forwards a little bit. This will save like, 4 or 5 seconds. And we get a good view of the village itself here and the castle as well.
That view is so good. Yeah, there's a lot of those checkpoint restarts. There is quite a few of them in the game. A lot of them only save like a small amount of time when you're using like the load remover timer, but we won't be doing like the really tiny ones for RTA timing. There's a ton of them.
Yeah, there's a few checkpoint resets that save like a quarter of a second, like half a second.
Yeah, it's
those
like,
are not RTA
we spend
viable.
like 4 or 5 seconds in the loading screen, but we save like half a second or so. In here we're gonna be picking up our first weapon, which is the knife, and for safety I'm going to be picking up heal here as well. And normally we would be just ignoring this, but it's good to have a little bit of marathon safety strats. And this is going to be one of our only menus as well. We're going to do, a little bit. This will just set up our inventory nicely when we're going to pick up a bunch of items. And
you just move the knife 1 space to the right and the inventory is set up for the whole run. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
And that was our first Lycan we meet. We don't actually need to kill him because when we pick up the bolt cutters, he's just kind of disappear and run away. But in this barn, we're gonna meet our first obstacle, because here we actually have to kill our first enemy to proceed the game. When we pick up this ammo, need to run downstairs, pick up some more ammo, and that will spawn the enemy. And now hopefully everything goes alright, because this is one of the... can be a bit random how this dude behaves.
Yeah, by standing on the staircase, he can avoid the grabs. You see, he's trying to grab, but he just can't quite hit Ray. So it's a nice little strategy. It only works on the stairs for whatever reason.
Yeah, there's a
really
chance you actually get grabbed there. We don't exactly know why sometimes you get grabbed, and it's kind of, I guess, luck for us. And here's actually the survival section starting here. The moment I shoot this guy is when the survival section starts. Now we basically have 4 minutes to survive, like in between a lot of these enemies that are gonna be coming here. I'll be doing this section a very specific way. Obviously in these 4 minutes we're gonna try to loot a lot, but we also just need to survive. And in here we're gonna be running against this doorway here. And this will actually block all the enemies get stuck on this door itself. And from the moment we shot the first Lycan, we're actually gonna be standing like minute 49 seconds from that moment on in here. We do that because for some reason when we run at that very specific moment away from here near the river, we're gonna spawn this big hammer dude, and which will actually speed up the whole siege itself by like 30 seconds or so. We don't really understand why it works, but
so weird the way that it works. I remember when this game came out, it took us like a little while to really understand this section because I don't know, it's on a timer, but if you get Urias to spawn a little early, the timer goes faster. I don't know. It's very weird.
Yeah, it's like a scripted section, but you can still make it faster by doing really weird specific things.
Yeah, and obviously we try to loot as much as we can, but we cannot just move at very specific moments.
Yeah, so these enemies will kill Ray in 2 hits as well. They do insane amounts of damage at this point, but they always do insane amounts of damage on this difficulty. And there's just so many of them. So luckily this door really helps out.
We're gonna be about to move here. We're gonna hope nothing bad happens now, because this is the scary part. Sometimes there can be a lot of enemies here, but luckily this time nobody was to be found.
That was free, yeah.
Oh, got the ammo.
Yeah, sometimes you turn that corner and you have an army waiting for you.
Yeah.
The nation.
And the worst part about this siege itself is like if you die, we're gonna have to restart from the beginning. So, alright. So we're gonna be holding out on this second house here for a little bit as well. I'm gonna try to get this lichen stuck on the shelf by doing a specific movement here. When we're looking away, it's gonna force him to do attacks here. And sometimes we can get him stuck on the shelf and we can just kill him, get some extra loot out of him. Doesn't seem to be happening. Also, the bonus thing about this is like these melee attacks are not actually breaking the shelf itself. So
yeah, if you let him hit it too much, he can break it early, and then you're in a bit of a sticky situation if it's not quite time for you to leave yet. You're gonna have to kite back, and it gets scary really fast.
And now we're gonna hit our last location in this siege section. We're gonna loot a little bit more.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. So far, so good.
Yeah, this part should more or less be guaranteed now. He's going to do a little bit of a risky strategy here where if you run outside right before the siege ends, there's a different cutscene animation that plays. And if he gets it right, he should get shot in the leg. Oh, and there you
Beautiful.
go. Nice.
Yeah, like this arrow, like being outside for some reason just triggers that siege to end like 6 seconds faster or so. There's like so many weird triggers in this game. It's just somehow we've figured out. And here we're entering the village. And first thing, we're killing some crows. Crows from this difficulty drop a lot of money compared to any other difficulty. They're like hardcore is the like next hardest difficulty, or like a lower difficulty from this one. They only drop like 500 at most, but here we can get up to 3,000 money, and it's gonna be very important for us. And in this village section, we're basically just running around and loading some items on the way, while we're getting the key items to proceed the game.
Yeah, and that money is going to come and play a lot in this difficulty because, like Trey was talking about, this difficulty really feels like it was skilled for New Game Plus. So our ammo is pretty scarce throughout the run. It's pretty tight, so we definitely need to be able to upgrade our weapons like as much as we can to get as much damage out of the ammo that we have.
Yeah. So at the moment, like I guess in story, we're like found some villagers in the town, and they're a bit skeptical of who we are, and meet them. And obviously, everything is gonna go perfectly fine in here. I think you could do one donation here as well, because we're just running around and loading stuff here. If there is any.
Yeah, there definitely is. Before we get to the donation, just want to remind everybody that our next run, Crossbeats Rev Sunrise, has a boss song showcase that unlocks at 30,000. It's at 2,500 right now, so we need a few more for that. But we do have a donation here, a $50 one from Captain Ezekiel, who says, "Why is this Ethan so much faster than the one I'm used to? Good luck, Trey. You're an incredibly talented runner, and you're going to destroy this. Shoutouts to that couch. Spicy and Dist are huge pioneers of Village of Shadows. Kill it, guys."
Thank you, Zeke.
I just...
Good one. Yeah, Ethan, for whatever reason in this game, is much faster. In RE7, he's so slow, but thankfully they made him a lot faster because the game's a bit bigger.
Yeah. And in that house section there, basically everybody just died there during some cutscenes. That's pretty... The only
rest in peace, the village.
Yeah, that's the only villagers we see. Well, most of the villagers we see in the run, and they just die that fast. In this village, we need to character 2 quests, which will allow us to proceed to the castle. And now we have the both. I put them on this doorway. We need to match the icons on this door. In both cases, we're just rotating left, but it's RNG how much we need to rotate. It's just like a couple seconds difference at most.
Yeah, not too big.
Yeah. And again, we're killing some crows here for some damn money. And we're also, usually we're trying to shoot the crows from as far away as possible, because they won't fly away then. So that just allows us some easier shots to be taken.
Yeah, the crows can actually reanimate in this game for whatever reason. If you shoot them and then you get too close to them, they'll just like fly away as they're dying, and you just lose the money.
Furthermore, I can assure
Yeah, and here's a quick shot of all the lords we actually have to defeat in this village. Yeah. They're basically contemplating who gets to get rid of Ethan, and Heisenberg gets put on a little bit of a game show here. We're being chased by everybody.
Oh, did we get the
Seems
meme?
pretty safe though. No.
No meme.
way.
Oh. There's a fun little meme there where that arrow guy up on the left, on this difficulty, he shoots so fast that he can actually hit you there. And
That is not fun.
kind of messes you up. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, you're already entering the cutscene and it still like can hit you. It's so weird.
Yeah, you do not get iframes or invulnerability frames during cutscenes in this game, so yeah, you can just get like hit during almost anything in this game.
For this difficulty, it's very important we like use our ammo very efficiently in every single fight. So the boss fights are definitely gonna be like the main big thing in this run, and we're just basically trying to avoid almost every enemy in this game, like not kill them and just run by them. Definitely towards the later part of the game, we actually have to use some resources to avoid not getting killed, but yeah. And now we're heading towards the castle. They thought they got Ethan killed there, but Ethan is also pretty bad at sneaking when we enter the castle, so there's gonna be a couple more crows we're gonna get rid of, and hopefully they will drop money and won't reanimate. Thankfully not. Thankfully not.
Those were good.
And here we're entering our first, or meeting our merchant of the game, which is Duke.
You wish to make a
Are we gonna start upgrading our weapons already a little bit? You're gonna be buying a mine recipe and shotgun shells.
Okay, then.
Mines and all explosives are gonna be very important throughout this whole run, because like our weapons are way downscaled that you would normally want to have for this difficulty, but the explosives are still very strong. So you're gonna see us using, basically picking up everything that we need to craft explosives that are even a little bit on the way, and pick up all the explosives themselves we find. In this game, Ethan's hands don't get treated very well. In one of the earlier cutscenes that we already skipped, Lycan bites our hands, and now we're being hung from some hooks here.
Yeah, it's
They're bullying
brutal.
Ethan. Indeed. Basically, in the castle, I guess we're trying to deal with Lady Dimitrescu and her daughters, and also, I guess the main thing we're trying to find here is rose, which we might find, or at least a little bit of it. I guess if there's a donation, there's I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a few coming in. We have a $50 donation from Fragile Puppy, who says, I'd like to be Ethan Winters and give a hand to the GDQ volunteers, runners, and staff for putting on such a great event. We have a $50 donation from Kay Skrilla, who says, I want Lady Dimitrescu to take me out to a nice dinner. Go GDQ. We have time for another one.
Yeah, do one more.
One more. All right. We got a $50 donation from Moon Prince, who says, Lady Dimitrescu is my favorite Disney princess. Wait, what do you mean I'm a game late for this train? Shoutouts to Chad for making this happen and my wife for encouraging me to donate.
All right.
As you saw there, those last few spots, he's picking up a few crystals throughout the castle here because, like we were talking about before, money is going to be super important in this run. He also picked up that cup. That cup is a little bit of a safety pickup. We usually don't pick that up in runs, but just to be sure we have enough money because the castle is one of the 2 points that there is a little bit of money RNG.
Yeah, most of the time, like if you get average RNG, you have enough. But if you get really unlucky, sometimes like the crows can drop up to 3,000, but they can also drop as low as like 800 or something. So it's a pretty big range.
Here we're gonna be using shotgun to actually balance the slide a bit faster. That saves like about a second. I guess we could also talk about, we're gonna heading soon here to our first daughter fight. Shotgun has like this little bit of technique we're doing where we're only holding one shotgun shell in the magazine all the time, even though we could hold 4, because for some reason in this game, if you just shoot one bullet and reload the shell at a time, keep shooting that way, you actually shoot faster with the shotgun. So you're gonna see us do that with every time we're gonna be using the shotgun for the most part.
Yeah, it saves a considerable amount of time too. Like you could fire almost twice as fast.
It is pretty important for the timing on some of our strats as well, like this one actually. It's very important for this.
Yeah, so he's going to be watching the cutscene here. This can actually be skipped, but her AI is really random. If you skip the cutscene, she'll just spawn in random places and sometimes come flying at you. So yeah, this will make the AI consistent, so hopefully he nails this fight.
Also, this is kind of the hardest, but also the easiest door fights, because we're gonna be using. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was a good save.
Looked a little bit sketched there, but.
Yeah, I was scared there.
Yeah. So there's 2 ads in this fight, and we use a lot of our explosives in this fight specifically because those ads are gonna cause a lot of problems. So just the explosives, make sure we crowd control the ads, and also like just get rid of the first order as fast as we can.
Yeah, if we didn't use those to be able to knock the ads back, it would not be good. The ads, those enemies move so fast on this difficulty, and as you saw there, he got hit one time and he's at 1 HP. But that's only because this game has like 1 shot protection, but you go to 1 health, and then if you get hit again, you're done for.
Yeah. We also did like I guess a little bit of a thing with the daughters. When they die, they like crystallize. And the moment like they stop moving and are fully crystallized, we can shoot the body to like make. I guess we get checkpoint from that, but it also starts breaking faster, so we can loot the treasure out of the daughter faster. And at that point, normally you would be stopped by one of the daughters there as well, but we like stop for a split second, which just causes the AI to, for some reason, not be able to block us there at all.
I remember with that when we were like figuring out that the shooting the daughters would like make them break and drop the treasure faster. I was watching streams of people doing that, and I thought they were like trolling or something because it's such a weird mechanic to have added.
Yeah, there's so many little things like that you gotta be looking out for.
Here's, I guess, one of puzzle, but there's like a riddle here that you normally have to figure out to rotate the statue a certain way, but yeah, we obviously know the solution already, so let's do that quickly. And while we're waiting for the door to open, we just loot a little bit extra here.
Yeah, luckily there's like no puzzle RNG in this run. Shoutouts to OG Resident Evil 3 runners.
And in this section, we'll be shooting these enemies out of the water here and there. And that will actually make their collision non-existent while they're standing up. We're just able to run over them. Also, here is going to be our first example of swapping FPS. This is like, I guess in RE engine overall, there's a lot of things that happen because of frame rate. But in this game, like in 7, I think it's in 7 as well, but like for some reason you put your FPS lower and your hitbox is slower, I mean smaller, so you can just squeeze by enemies easier.
Yeah, it's an insane difference. You can really just kind of walk through enemies almost on 30 compared to 120. You'll get stuck on them like everywhere.
Yeah.
A few enemies kind of have exceptions, but for the most part, like I don't know if you can squeeze past Lady D easier. But she's massive, as you can see, so...
Yeah, indeed. Throughout the run, there's also gonna be a lot of like boxes, vases, and things we're destroying, and they're gonna have just RNG drops in them. So we kind of want to pay attention to what we get, but just to plan out for further along, like what we have, the fights. And in here, we're gonna be bullied on our hand again, a little bit more. Just want to show that. So we have to get our hand back. Gonna be handy later on. We're gonna need to survive this section.
Very specific movement here, and I'll get caught.
Yeah, luckily it's consistent. Most of this run is actually very consistent, which is really nice, but it's very execution heavy. The daughter boss fights aren't too bad, but some of the later fights are extremely technical.
Indeed. Luckily, we have some super glue to fix our hand here, and probably a time for another donation here.
Yeah,
this is an unskippable long elevator ride.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a good one here. We have a $500 donation from Madness Harnessed, who says, had to donate during the Resident Evil Village run. My fiance and I have watched GDQ for years, and after a surprise financial windfall last year, we can finally donate to this amazing event. Both of us have been blessed that due to early prevention, we have had many continued years with loved ones that would have otherwise been lost. Excited to finally be able to donate to such a great event. And also, just to remind everybody, our next run is Crossbeats Rev Sunrise, and we do have a Boss Song Showcase incentive that is open at $30,000. It's at $2,500, so if you want to extend Crossbeats, make sure you get your donations in for that incentive.
Here I'm gonna enter my inner mode chart, and I'm gonna do this ice float for AGDQ. As you can see, this is a very hard puzzle and requires a lot of focus. And hopefully I'm nailing this eventually soon here, because this is just, you know, that's technical.
Getting there.
Getting there? Are we there?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Professional.
All right. Professional. One of the hardest puzzles of RE games for sure, I think. In here we got a new key from the piano, and we're heading for the next door fight. It's gonna open up more of the castle. You then need 4 masks from this castle in total to access the last boss fight, the castle. I guess we didn't talk about it, but these doors are weak to cold air, and we basically just, in the first fight, we broke a window to let cold air in. Here we have to open this trap door on the ceiling to let the cold air in. And there you can only damage when they're, I guess, in a cold. Oh, I don't have more.
Why would you do that?
Also paying attention. I didn't get a shotgun shell drop during the castle at all, so that would be considered a little bit bad luck. Makes this fight just a bit slower.
Yeah, luckily with the RNG in this game, on like drops and boxes, none of it can really be like run ending. But a lot of it can just save a little bit of time. Like if he got some shotgun shells out of a box, so he would have saved a little bit on that fight. But
here's like this bell puzzle room where you're gonna ring some bells. And it's gonna open like this secret door, but it takes quite a while, so ring all the bells. So he's just gonna go deal with the last daughter of the castle. Oh, I'm putting the wrong key. There's this annoying delay if you put a wrong key item in, and in some cases it can cause a lot of problems as well if you do it.
yeah, it could definitely be very punishing.
And here we're gonna have to break the wall to let the cold air in. Hopefully we also hit the second pipe bomb nicely. He didn't get knocked out
Scary strat.
the right way. I wanted her to, but that's fine. Here we're just trying to avoid attacks, and she has basically two attacks she can do. One is like this one jab that is very fast attack, and the other one is like this combo attack. The combo attack is very easy to dodge, but the like, singular swipe is the one that you really gotta watch out for.
Yeah, the singular swipe will put you in 1 HP instantly, and it also has the longest attack animation, or one of the longest attack animations like in the game if you do get grabbed. It's really long.
So we found another mask here, but we need to pick up. So basically when we pick up the mask, it closed the door, but we need that animal skull to replace where the mask was, so we can exit out of here. And now we have 3 out of 4 of the mask we need to go fight Dimitrescu. She actually cannot be killed at this state at all, not even like knocked down. For example, if you played Resident Evil 2 remake like Mr. X, she will just ignore any damage at this point.
Yeah, she's just like a brick wall. She has 10,000 health and it can't be lowered whatsoever.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rey's also going to be getting one of the best weapons in the game, or the best weapon in the game, pretty much. Let it speak for itself. It's always good in Resident Evil games.
Yeah, in any Resident Evil game, you get this one. You know, your set. Any sort of sniper is always going to be carrying your playthroughs. Here we're on the rooftops. Here we can also find the last mask. We're introduced to these new flying enemies, but they're really not a bother. We're just gonna run and ignore them. And they're also like less likely to attack us if we just don't look at them. There's been a lot of like the newer RE games have enemies that just react to the way you look. And these are one of them, for example.
Yeah, coming up here after he goes down the zipline and grabs the mask, there's one part here that they can be a little bit of an issue, but it's very rare.
Let's see. Okay. There's a chance there's like some flying enemies blocking the way there. We'd have to like 30 FPS just run past them in that case, but in this case, we're lucky enough.
It's been a pretty clean castle so far.
Yeah, nothing bad has happened. I guess the first daughter was a bit scary looking, but
Nice
so
recovery
far
on
so
that.
good. Now we have all the masks. We have to go put them into the main hall. First, we get a squeeze by here. You gotta do like a really quick flick there to be able to squeeze by, because if you do it slowly, she's just gonna block the whole way.
Yeah, that is not as easy as it looks. Trey makes that look very easy, but a lot of runs have been lost there.
Yeah, we're doing a tiny bit of optimization where we're actually aiming while we're putting in the mask. That just guarantees us we don't get like stopped when we put the mask in. And here we're just upgrading our sniper and buying inventory space and sniper crafting, ammo crafting recipe. Because we're gonna need some sniper ammo for this next fight.
One other thing he did there in that was he actually upgraded his shotgun capacity. That's important because his shotgun was empty basically. When he upgrades the capacity, he gets 7 shots for free, which is important for the ammo routing.
Yeah, it's a nice free ammo refill, and we desperately need ammo.
Indeed. I'm gonna focus on this fight, so you guys take care of this explanation.
Yeah, so this fight is really technical, like, can't even really explain everything that's going on. But this first part, the fight is basically in 2 phases. The first part, you need to get her to destroy the building, basically, these 2 archways. And while he's doing that, he's gonna get her HP down around like 10 or 20%. You can't actually get her below a certain amount of HP, otherwise she'll just reset anyways at the end of the first phase. So we get her to like a specific threshold just by constantly hitting her with the pistol. And he's going to be aiming for around 7,000 health before she flies away. And then from there, it's just a lot of really precise sniper shots and positioning.
Watching this fight done well is always so satisfying and impressive.
Yeah, it's very important that he actually hits her body there. You get extra damage because it's a weak point, and by doing that, he's going to be able to hopefully kill her as she flies away, which saves like 30-40 seconds because the cycles work out really well. It may look like he's just, just constantly shooting him. Well, that is what he's doing, but his positioning is also really precise here. He's not standing in the right spot. Lady D will fly away early, and that can just be really bad for the run. This has looked pretty good so far.
Yeah, it should be fine, I think. No? Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Very nice. That was very good. So you can only actually kill her when she's in the air here. So completely optimally, you would have her 1 HP and then just shoot her 1 time when she's in the air. Even 2 shot in the air is really good though. That fight is very difficult to do optimally.
And here we're in the last phase of the fight where we have to fight her in like this very tiny room, like top of the tower. There's again like another health threshold we need to get her to, and we can only start damaging her fully after she says the word morsel. That's when like she's like fully killable.
So this phase is pretty straightforward. He's just gonna be standing on the left or right side of the room. Lady D just attacks 1/2 each time. So you just bait out the left side and then kind of move to the right and try to shoot her body as much as you can. This phase is much easier than the other one, but you still need to be good with your shots. Otherwise, you could easily run out of ammo.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nice. Still got a lot of shotgun ammo left too.
Yeah, that was really good.
You're the one who's cursed.
And here we find this mysterious jar, and spoiler alert, it's a piece of our baby Rose or baby Chris. I don't really know at this point. Yeah. And
these fights may look like it's nothing crazy, but let me tell you, like, most runners have practiced that. What he just did there was like amazing. Most runners have practiced 10 or 20 hours alone on that fight. So very well done, Ray.
Yeah, that's like pretty much same thing for each individual boss on this run. It's taken a lot of time for a lot of runners to just figure out how to get these fights done like fast and optimally. Yeah. And we're basically done with the castle. Fortunately, Domitrescu's, we don't see her too much in the run. We're heading out to, I guess, Village 2 section here, where we do a little bit more looting on the way, and we find a new key, which gives us access to another section of the village, the second lord, I guess.
So he's going to be getting another metal scrap here. These are like gold in Resident Evil Village. They're used for creating the explosives. So it's so important that he picks up like every metal scrap that he can, because it's going to become very useful for fish moly later on.
Indeed, fish moly. I guess for this section there's a little bit time to kill, so we could have a donation here as well.
All right, we've got one here. We have a $50 donation from Polylog, who says, "Hi, cute chat. Had to donate during Enigma's hosting block. Every time I watch GDQ, I get the itch to start playing my favorite games fast. My mom loved Mickey Mouse, so Kingdom Hearts always held a special place for my family. Unfortunately, she lost the fight to bone cancer in 2019, so this one goes out to her. Good luck to Trey D on the Resident Evil Village run, and let's keep fighting the good fight against cancer."
Right there we did probably one of the only, I guess, big skips there is in the run. We shoot this log over a fence that allows us to like skip like 15-20 seconds running around in
he's unlocking the door from the wrong side, so it's a nice skip because there's a really dangerous section that shot on the lock skips, so works out really well for the run.
Yeah, I miss my headshots on this Lycan, so we have to deal with him a bit slowly, but that's one of the other Lycans that's one of the other Lycans we actually have to kill, because it's otherwise gonna be attacking us while we're doing one of the number codes there.
That might be the only other Lycan we killed in Barn Lycan.
Yeah. Can we get a slow reaction from this guy so we can just run by? And this is the lock we shot open, so we don't have to like run around there and climb over a ladder and all that. So it saves quite a bit of time.
Here you're gonna see him do a little manip there. He actually got the good RNG. This guy, if you're lucky, he will do the roar like he did there, and it makes this this key free. If he doesn't do the roar though, Trey tried to do a little manip there where he aims at the Lycan, and the Lycan will do like a dodge back, which also makes it free if you don't get the roar.
Indeed. We found the key from that house, and that gives us access to the second lord, which is Donna Beneviento. This section itself is like, this game has mostly been way more action based compared to like RE7 was very horror, like survival horror purely, and this is like leaning way more towards action. But this upcoming area is like one of the scariest things in all of RE's Resident Evil games there's ever been, I think. I guess in this area, Beneviento is able to like, her power is to be able to control like plants and things, I guess. So she's able to control these flowers that cause hallucinations. So we're gonna see some weird thing happen around this area. Also, Mia, please take care of the baby Chris.
Ethan.
Does he have the head there? Oh, he does.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
Everyone leaves me.
It's so good.
Rose.
Yeah.
I don't want to be alone.
But where is Rose then? Oh, I wonder.
Yeah, the game-
Wonder.
Game definitely takes a turn here in this middle section into more of like a slower, like immersive experience. It's a big contrast from the rest of the game.
Yeah, I really appreciate it casually that they, you know, kind of tried to incorporate more horror into the story. Speedrunning wise, this section is it's a bit of a drag because you move really slow inside the actual house, but it's a great section casually.
Indeed. Also, this is like one of them. So this whole section, we're not gonna have access to our weapons at all. So it's gonna become more like, I guess casually, it's more like a hide and seek and try to figure out all the puzzles and survive. It's kind of like this escape room type of deal.
Yeah, it's really good casually.
So there's a skip that Ray's about to attempt here. If he runs outside, so you move faster when you're outside, and you move slower inside. But if you run outside and then back inside really quickly, you can keep the movement speed from outside. There you go, he just did it. So he's flying through the house. Unfortunately, we can't keep this speed the whole time. It would be amazing if we could, but yeah, nicely done.
Yeah, it ends right here. It takes like 5 seconds. It'd be so amazing if it just worked throughout the whole house. But for some reason, there's another trigger here. It's like, I don't know, double checks your speed and just reverts it back to like slow walking. I don't really know.
It's so weird that there is another trigger there. Yeah.
This basement where we're going to is where things get spooky. But luckily for us, we know what to do, so it's not hopefully gonna take too long.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, all the puzzle solutions in this game, fortunately for us, they are set. So we don't have to look for the clues or anything. We could just go straight to the puzzles and put in the solutions, as you're gonna see him do here.
This is normally you'd have to figure out all the clues. For example, that is the wedding day of Mia and Ethan. You normally find it on this doll here, a ring. But yeah, we're just gonna pick up all the things we only need here. This game has been like
Go ahead,
very
Ray.
well like scripted in a way where like it's very hard to like, even for like any percent, it's hard to break the game because like the game checks constantly like your triggers, what have you done and what you have not. And if you like try to like too much do things out of order, it just breaks. So there's not like too many skips in this game, even in any percent.
Yeah, luckily they let us skip at least some like parts of the puzzle here. Well, if you know the solution, you can just put it in. You know, you don't have to do the prerequisites, which is nice. It does speed this up a little bit. Oh, that was a close one.
So these interaction points on these dolls are like very close to each other. Like if I move my mouse just a tiny bit right or left, I might interact with the eyes or with the like chest area. And for example, if you hit the chest, it's gonna like lock you into like this weird 10-second animation. There's like nothing you can do and just lose a bunch of time.
He just stares at the bandages, bro. Just inspects them for a solid 10 seconds.
Yeah, he really takes his time.
Here we're watching a beautiful film. I wonder what is this? Is this like the ring or something? What comes out of the well?
Definitely reminded me of that on my first playthrough. could probably get like one donation here, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure thing. We have a $50 anonymous donation that says, I'm too scared to play this game myself, so here's my support for doing what I cannot. Good luck to the runner. We have time for
We'll do
another
one.
Another
Yeah.
one? We have a $50 donation from Le Hickman's Hype, who says, been waiting to donate for my favorite lovely Lady Dimitrescu. I love the magic Healy juice in this game. Not only does it heal Ethan, but also repairs clothes. Have to donate for those awesome prizes. My wife and I have been watching AGDQ together since 2016. Let's defeat cancer.
Indeed. So we're heading to the place what we saw in that film right now. Seems like a smart idea, but luckily everything is a hallucination, so nothing bad can happen, right?
Really?
Nothing bad can happen.
This place does a really good job of kind of like building up the suspense and building up to what's to come here.
Yeah. I would definitely not climb on this well if I was Ethan. Seems like a bad idea, but luckily there's only keys. And the baby? Is that Chris?
Is that Chris?
In a way, things start to get a little bit weird here. And we're following the trail.
Just
We
follow
just had
them.
to turn away.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. And we hear baby giggle a little bit and we just run away. The baby's not real, so it's fine. We don't even gonna see the baby. There's no baby.
This part was
The
so
escape.
unsettling casually.
Yeah, there's a lot of like places where you're like able to hide, like cabins and under the bed and all that, meant for that. But obviously for speedrun that's slow, so we just kind of run by.
Yeah, there's a cool skip here. It's called the baby skip, and there's a ton of different ways of doing it. Ray's gonna do his favorite way though.
Yeah,
Here, hopefully he can nail it.
indeed.
I remember when the baby skip was first found, we were seeing a new variation of it, like daily, 2 new variations a day,
Yeah.
until it finally settled in. So,
Yeah, we're still not gonna look at the baby because that's scary. It's gonna run into the kitchen here. Gonna listen for footsteps for a step, and then we're gonna run behind the door. And peekaboo! Bye.
He's got places to be.
Yeah. The baby just eats the door completely and just enters the kitchen and leaves us be. I guess like we stay in the kitchen for long enough, and basically the baby AI is like already decided he's gonna enter the kitchen there, so that's why we're not actually gonna get the insta kill there, because he's like during that animation when he's entering the doorway, he's not able to kill us.
yeah, casually in that room where he took the fuse out when the lights went out, you can either go in the cabinet or you can hide under the bed, but those are both really slow.
I didn't even know you could go in the cabinet. I was just use the bed.
A baby. A happy
Bye,
baby.
baby.
Well, we got off the basement, but we still have to deal with Donna Beneviento and her dolls, Angie, or RNG as we call her.
Yeah, this fight. I know we said that most of this run is consistent, but this is basically the only RNG point of the run. There's 3 different times that you need to attack her, and or 3 different spawns you're looking for, and the first one is always consistent, but the next two are completely random. So hopefully he gets some good RNG.
But like even in this case, like the compared from like best to worst, the time difference is like 7 seconds or so. So, but in a lot of Resident Evil games, 7 seconds is a lot because these games do get very optimized, especially a category like this one.
Yeah, 7 seconds can absolutely be like the difference between record and a Resident Evil game. There's been several times where like records have been tied. I'm sure you've done it yourself too, right?
Yeah.
Remember quite a few times.
Indeed, and we got the first RNG was bad, but we got the second spawn as a good RNG. And this is the more important one because this would lose more time if we got the worst RNG. And with that, we're basically done with this area.
This transition is so weird. I still don't fully understand what happened here. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of, yeah, I guess it's hallucination, so it's hard to exactly tell, but yeah.
yeah. As I've said multiple times in the past, you can't overthink a Resident Evil game.
Yeah. Well, with that, we basically have two parts of Chris Rose baby, and we're heading for the third area, the third lord, the fish moly.
This is everyone's favorite part of the game. Well, it's mine anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of good one-liners here.
Yeah, there's some great one-liners. I hope to see chat going going crazy.
Chat, get the copy pasta ready. Someone get it.
Indeed. These elevator rides are actually, there's not a lot of loads in this game, but the elevators themselves have like hidden load zones. So you could take like, I guess on worse systems you'll notice the elevator rides are way longer. You could technically like pause the game for a split second to let the elevator load itself like during pause. So that's what you're gonna see in a lot of like actual speedruns, but for this run I'm not gonna be doing that too much, I don't think. There's these two arrow guys. I've seen other people have this happen, but you can actually get hit by this. It's just insanely rare.
Yeah, one runner is cursed and gets hit here like every run. But it is very rare.
No, I actually got sniper ammo drop there, which is really good, so...
Yeah.
For some reason in this part of the run, some of these boxes like drop way more than normally, because normally if you get a lot of the boxes, if you get ammo, like sniper ammo, it's only 2 bullets. But for some reason that one drops 7, so that's like insanely good. Where to sell this? There we go.
Here you're gonna see him upgrade the sniper as much as he can again. Again, just the sniper in this game is just so incredibly powerful when you upgrade it. Like the raw DPS is just, it's so much more than every other gun in the game, and the ammo is like super readily available.
Yeah, we also loaded up a new pistol and shotgun, so we sold our old ones there. And here's gonna be a kind of weird thing. There's this wolf. Well, wolf and wolf, but we're gonna run into him. And for some reason, his AI is completely gonna forget us once we run into him. And those like slashes he does, they don't even damage us. You get like the visual, I guess, for being damaged, but nothing happens really. And that allows us to load the grenade launcher safely. And with this lineup we do, we should be fine. Here.
Yeah, that was good.
Good, good, good.
Yeah, I know Dist had a lot of trouble figuring out that section because before we figured out how that worked with getting hit, just kind of makes his AI turn off there. You would just die there, like very often. You would just flat out die. 'Cause
Yeah.
if the further one if the closer one aggroed, then the further one would aggro, and it gets bad.
Yeah, there's almost nothing you can do against those guys once they're both on top of you. It's just, you're just done for.
Here we're gonna soon briefly meet our fish molly Maru. At least we're gonna see him in his, I guess, humanoid form. After this, we're not gonna see it anymore, but it's like very brief.
Yeah, we get just a little bit of Moreau that.
Yeah.
I love this part because you walk up and well you'll see you just.
He woke up, he puked, and then we just leave.
Yep. See you, Moreau. Hope you feel better.
Yeah. The Hikos is quite the mess all around, so we're gonna get out of here. So it's not that simple though. There's a lot of water and fishy things around here, so we need to figure out a way to escape this area now with the third flask. In this side area here, we're gonna get a key for a boat that is required to traverse this area. Maybe just do this quickly, these enemies won't have a chance to even catch up to us.
Probably a decent time for a donation or two.
Yeah, we have a pretty good one here. We have a $500 donation from Dumble,
Big.
who says, "Dear TripAdvisor, the continental breakfast was adequate at best. I couldn't connect to the Wi-Fi. And also, my host and her daughters repeatedly tried to kill me. 2 stars."
Okay. Just go for another one if there is.
Oh yeah, there's plenty. We have a $25 donation from Mr. Fantastic, who says, "What are you buying?" A donation to GDQ. Good luck to all the runners.
What was that?
I guess this run's been pretty clean so far. We could maybe catch up, but just take a little bit extra time here to catch up what's going on with Chris.
Yeah, let's catch up with the story.
Yeah.
What the hell?
What's happening here?
Research post or something? What the fuck are they doing here?
Is that Chris? No.
Stay the fuck down!
Ethan!
It's a foul language, minta.
Oh my goodness.
Rose, it's you.
Shame if something
Rose, what have you done?
you
with
okay?
Chris?
You killed Mia. Now do me and finish the job.
Anyway, let's continue this gameplay.
We'll be seeing
gonna
Rose again later.
Yeah. We shot this board on this tower just for later, because we're gonna have to break these things to create pathways for us.
What am I supposed to do?
In this area, our main goal is we're gonna try to drain the water out so we can stand a chance to fight against the Maru. We need to power up this water gate here. And to do that, we need to get this windmill going. And for that, we're gonna need another crank, because this one will break if we try to interact with it. We're just gonna skip it. And in this area, there's a lot of instant death. Things can happen if we move even a little bit badly here. So
Yeah, Moreau is just swimming around, but he's swimming right on the bridges.
yeah. So yeah, that is some Boru, but he transformed into his fish molly form. And, just gonna try to avoid not being knocked down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
so
section
far,
can. Good.
So I was about to say, so far I'm really happy with the run. We've not died once, we've not had to do any restarting from a checkpoint, because that can happen with a lot of these boss fights. For example, we don't have a lot of backups strats for like surviving them. So if we like do a big mistake, we're just gonna end up restarting the whole fight, or retrying, because we need to be really ammo efficient in all the fights as well, so...
Yeah, that's really how technical the fights can be. If you just mess up one thing, the whole fight can spiral out of control. Like, the bosses always do the same things, but it's very positioning heavy. So, Moreau is another example of that. If you ask any runner, they've probably practiced this upcoming boss the most out of everything in the game.
I'm the best. Watch me, mama.
Yeah, Moreau might be the worst offender when it comes to like, once Moreau gets off rails from the strat, it's kind of over. There's really no recovery with the like how tight we are on ammo in the run. We can't afford to blow any extra ammo really. So
Yeah,
you're pretty much just restarting.
Yeah, this is probably the tankiest boss fight out of all in this whole run.
Yeah, to give you some perspective, Moreau has 26,000 health, and I believe, you know, sniper shots or shotgun shots do like 200 damage. So it is pretty crazy. It's honestly a miracle that we are even able to kill him.
It is.
All thanks to the
strat,
explosives.
And like a miracle that we're able to kill him, but also like decently fast considering the circumstances. We're gonna get this cranked, but we're not able to like crank this windmill because we need to. The first like interact with the ladder and realize it's actually broken. Then we're gonna stop this windmill. So it creates us a ladder path. There we go. And with that, we're pretty close to the Moreau boss fight. Maybe we can do one quick donation in here.
Yep, absolutely. We have a $50 donation from Adrobial who says, I've really been enjoying this year's AGDQ and glad I can finally catch most of it live. If only I didn't need to sleep. This goes to the Crossbeats Rev Sunrise Boss Song Showcase. Let's kick cancer's butt. And just a reminder, we're at 3,000 for that incentive. That'll be the next run after this. There's 27,000 left, so get your donations in for that incentive if you want to see it.
Here we have powered up the gate, but we get to like any weird puzzle here. Goes by really fast. There's like a paper, we just need to match the picture. And now we're able to drain the water. And we're gonna enter the boss fight. Again, I'm gonna try to focus here as much as I can. So if Spicy and this can try to commentate this somehow.
Yeah, this fight is pretty crazy. So Moreau, the way this fight works is that he'll expose his weak point, which is like the body inside the mouth. And Ray is going to be trying to take advantage of when he exposes his weak point as much as he can. And now you can also stun him to get the weak point exposed. So there's a few things we can do here. But he's going to be swapping back and forth between the sniper and the shotgun to maximize damage efficiency. And basically just get as much damage in as he can. Because he's going to be relying on a stun later during this fight. So that was the first stun. Pretty typical fight here so far. Looking good.
Squeeze by.
Oh, he just shot an explosive barrel there. These are going to be doing a little bit of extra damage throughout the fight. There's 3 total that we use. They do like 1,500 damage each. So if he did this right, when he shoots the barrel, okay, Moreau will get stunned just like that. So now we can pump a bit more damage in.
Very good so far.
Yep, so we're just, you know, shooting him as much as we possibly can because we're setting up or something during this part where this is the part where chat loves to spam fish moly because he's been saving this one.
Yeah.
And so during this, he's gonna set up some mines, and so mines are only supposed to do 300 damage to this guy, but you can hit him on the weak point with the mines, and then they do triple damage. So he's gonna set them up in a specific spot where all the mines are just gonna explode at once, right on the weak point, and then he should die shortly after that.
And yeah, we've been gathering these explosives for a while, and yeah, even after all that, like, we shot this guy a lot. Hopefully,
Very
go.
nice.
that's the fight.
That was so good, dude. Nice job.
Clean.
That might be the hardest fight to execute in the run. It's just every it looks like it might look like he's just blasting like the entire time, but every shot there is very specific to get the staggers where you need. But yeah, Trey's insane, so nailed it.
So yeah, we got a new part of the key that allows us to access, I guess, the fourth piece of rose, or Chris Baby, or something like that. Which is gonna give. Basically, we're heading to Stronghold, but before we do that, we're gonna go pick up another weapon. And here, this shooting, what I'm doing here, I'm just freeing up some inventory space because sometimes your inventory can get a bit finicky here. We're gonna head up kind of this kind of longish side detour. We're gonna go pick up a Magnum Wolfsbane, it's called, and it's very strong to begin with, but the ammo is very rare. But there are like few bosses where it does this way more damage compared to any else, so we're just using it on those specific bosses only because, yeah, ammo efficiency is everything on this difficulty. While I'm in here, I think there's time for some donations.
Alrighty, well, we've got plenty. We have a $10 donation from Nico with a C, who says, so hyped for Trey D this run. This man has pushed the time for Village of Shadows so much, and the community couldn't be more proud. Shoutouts to Distortion and Spicy for being amazing people the entire beginning of this game's beginning as a speedrun. Less than 3.
And thank you, Nico.
We have
Thanks, Nico.
We have $50 from Love for the Bay, who says, been waiting forever for this run. Ray, you are my favorite Resident Evil streamer, but shout out also to Spicy and Dist, who of course are also speedrun juggernauts. Kill this run. I'm in your corner always. GDQ hype train.
Beep.
We've got a $25 donation from Fancy Fish 21, who says, I've been saving this one for the Resident Evil Village speedrun. Good luck, runner. Can we get some fish molies in the chat for the Moreau fight? And yes, we certainly did already. Thank you, Fancy Fish. Thank you. Thank you for all the donations.
Can't wait to go back to what's about to see all the fish molies. Also, this ram is very scary.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
That was pro, dude.
Wow.
This
That
ram
was a
is
little
very
close.
He's very good at trolling runs, and if he hits you, it doesn't actually damage you, but you just lose like, I don't know, 3 to 4 seconds.
Yeah, that goat is my nemesis. He always gets me.
Here we actually crafted a lot of flashbangs. These are going to be used a lot in the later part of the run, just there's a lot of enemies, and so we just use it to stagger and run by sections. The Stronghold section itself has a lot of enemies overall, They just keep spawning a lot more if you just try to kill them. Luckily, we figured out pretty consistent strats here. Very rarely anything bad can happen, but you know,
Yeah.
when I say that,
He's got the flash grenades as a backup too, so if things go south, he can save himself with one of those.
yeah. So we're shooting that barrel just to buy a little bit more time, and that also hits a lot of the enemies that are currently chasing me. We need to pull these two levers to open up the gate here to proceed onwards. So the main goal here to begin with is just to press these levers as fast as we can. What are you doing here? Did you die? No.
That's a little scary. Oh, he hit you. I like how you can't even tell he hit you. All you see is just the health in the bottom left turn orange.
Yeah. I could have used a flash there, but it didn't seem like I needed to.
That worked out well.
Yeah.
Get a bunch of extra heals in the stronghold anyways. You're okay.
Yeah. I've been not using actually a lot of heals, I don't think, at least. I guess
I don't think you have.
You just used one at the start, pretty much.
Yeah.
Been a very clean run so far.
Yeah. And here I'm actually doing, even though it doesn't really save time, this will just guarantee a certain behavior out of these enemies in this next section. So we don't basically get screwed over when we ride this zip line coming up here.
Oh, that was. Oh. Wow.
And that's Village of Shadow.
That
You get
is-
hit twice and you're dead.
That was insane.
Yeah. That
I don't know if I've ever seen a double drop down like that on boss.
Yeah. I don't really know what to say about that, so we're just gonna try again. Alright, that's how it's supposed to go.
So if he didn't reset the checkpoint, he would get grabbed. A lot of the time there's like an army of lichens waiting for you when you get off the zip line, and they'll grab you or just like attack you. It's real bad.
Yeah. Luckily here we're just able to squeeze by just barely. And yeah, that section can be on first time quite the drawn out fight. There's just a lot of enemies spawning. I don't think it's like infinite, but it's just a lot of enemies.
There's a little bit of
up.
tech in this this like shimmy space here. If you press like W and the side button in a certain pattern, you kind of shimmy a little faster. Usually you have like a cooldown period. You shimmy and then he slows down, and then you shimmy again. But if you tap it in a certain order, it's a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Coming up is another super technical fight. You can explain this one, Spicy, if you want to.
Yeah, sure. So, to start the fight out here, Trey's gonna shoot a grenade launcher up there, and basically what he's gonna be trying to do is he's gonna be trying to set up Urias' health to stagger him at a certain point here. Urias is gonna do one roar here, while Trey just pumps damage into him, and then he's gonna start doing a second roar. And the second roar here is because he's phased and he's actually trying to spawn adds. Trey is gonna stagger him out of the roar though, which is gonna cancel the adds being spawned, which is super, super important. If those adds get spawned, the fight is pretty much over.
Oh, I didn't. I need to restart.
I think that mag shot missed there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed the mag shot. I thought I reloaded all my magnum ammo, but yeah. Oh, also
Yeah.
we're starting this sequence. Doesn't loot the items, so I have to reload this. Almost forgot.
That's all right. Yeah, this just goes to show how technical this run is. Like, he misses one shot, and now he doesn't have enough ammo to finish the run and do all the strats. So, he's got to reset. This boss has like 20-something thousand health, and each mag shot does almost like 2,000 damage, 3,000 damage.
Again, you're gonna see him stagger here out of the roar, which is gonna cancel the adds being spawned. And then Right here, when he goes to jump down, Trey's gonna try to run in a certain pattern that's gonna manipulate him to going into that corner there so they can get the right behavior out of him that he wants. He brings him to this back corner here so he can grab the ammo behind. In between the damage. And this is where it just gets a little bit sketchy.
Alright,
That's
nice.
the fight.
Fight is always so scary.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot a couple treasures out of the ceiling. Again, normally we wouldn't shoot all these treasures from there, but just for safety, just to find a guarantee that I will have enough money. Because later on we actually need to buy this Magnum magazine that costs 100,000. It refills 7 ammo, and if we don't get that one, I don't really know what to do at that point. So again, this is something that would very rarely happen with the current route we do, but it can happen, like in very rare cases. So I am trying to just guarantee.
It's good to play it safe.
Yeah.
This is probably a decent time for a donation or two.
Alrighty, we have a few here. We have a $250 donation from Adam N, who says, I am a massive Resident Evil fan, so I had to donate during Resident Evil Village, which I just completed recently. Such an amazing game, and I am so happy to see this run in GDQ. Here's to ending cancer once and for all. Donation goes to Runner's Choice. And we also have a $50 donation from Electric Husky, who says, keep up the awesome work, Trey D. Huge inspiration to an amateur speedrunner and an absolutely amazing cause to donate to.
Thank you all. Yeah.
The game really likes to punish you when you you input mistakes.
Yeah. So we have all the 4, I guess, parts of our baby. It's kind of confusing. If I remember correctly, I think Miranda, who created all the lords as well, is just testing out our daughter's Rose's regenerative abilities or something. So he's like splitting it into parts and trying to bring it back together, because Miranda is trying to like bring back her own daughter and revive it into like in our daughter. Our daughter is special or something, but it's probably the best explanation I can give here.
It's pretty hard to explain the lore in this game. You really miss a lot when you skip the cutscenes, and it's hard to put it into words, honestly.
Yeah. And like especially I probably have like 500, 600 hours in this game, but casually that's been probably like 30 hours at most. So yeah. Another long elevator ride. The Heisenberg's
Don't worry about the kid.
area, the factory.
It'll be fine. Ha! Just get your ass across the bridge.
It also kind of takes I guess a different turn, not the most common in Resident Evil games, but at least the area itself is kind of
Make it past Daughter Moreau. But I suppose you survived worse back in America.
I guess you're gonna see once we enter there.
The game goes a little off rails here
To speak to you about
compared to
Yeah.
the rest
They're
of it.
like, they're like cranking up the action more and more here, and yeah, just more craziness, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty typical for Resident Evil games to kind of push the action up over the course of the game, but this game just turns it up to 11 here at the very end.
Yeah, the boss fight is well, you'll see.
Yeah. So Heisenberg invited us, I guess, here to try to negotiate to join forces together to fight against Miranda, but we basically tell no and just jump into this pit. There's like a bunch of monsters, and that's a very good plan for Ethan. Ethan is a master planner here.
Lost that thing.
Now we're just gonna try to deal with this area.
Try to deal with that ledge.
Yeah.
Good ledge.
That ledge is one of the trolliest ledges in any RE game, I'd imagine. Sometimes you can just get stuck there for like no reason. Just don't want to climb there. I really can't exactly tell what I'm doing there to like climb even quickly, and it like just sometimes still doesn't work. I always try to do it the same way, but
We all have like a different method that we try to do, but sometimes it just doesn't cooperate.
I don't think anybody does that ledge fully consistent.
yeah.
This place is messed up.
Yeah.
I've got to get upstairs.
Here's the factory, and Zembergs is creating like a soldat army, or like mechanized, I don't know, soldat army, I guess. It's the best I can say here. Here we're actually gonna be going with the 30 FPS to run by a couple enemies.
In the
If I
speed
try
run,
this-
good.
Yeah. Like if I tried that on like 120 FPS, I just couldn't even get past the first guy. So
Oh yeah, no way. In the speed run, the factory section is, in my opinion, the most fun section of the game. It's extremely execution based with not much downtime at all.
Did he do this too?
indeed. A couple sections which are very easy to mess up as well, so let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope this guy doesn't block us. Okay, that's good. Sometimes, based on the enemy position there, he can like fly right in on the way, and then we just lower, like, go on 30 FPS and run by, but it's alright. We're running back all the way back here just to reset the enemy AI. We like put a mold in here. It takes a while for like to craft this relief of a horse that we're meant to put on this wall. So yeah. Also, if you played this game on any other difficulty, there's a lot of extra enemies on this difficulty that are just placed all over.
This room he's going into right now is one of the scariest rooms in the game. These things will put you into critical health in one hit. And you're trying to do this balance of like doing it quickly because you're trying to get a good time and also like trying to be safe enough that you don't die. And on Voss, the enemies here are very aggressive as well. That was good though.
Nice. Yeah, it's really easy to get comboed out there because you get hit by the move in gear and then an enemy can just like grab you right away after and you're just done for.
They're all like a weird thing, like before we dropped down to that gear section, we were using a lockpick to open the drawer, but we're gonna loot it way later. But if we die in that gear section, the lockpick just disappears and the drawer we tried to, or where we used the lockpick, isn't open, so we have to like find another lockpick. Luckily we figured out the backup lockpick in the factory, but yeah. We found another mold. We're gonna be crafting a cog. And again, it takes a little bit while, so we're just gonna run all the way back here to reset the AI. You know,
Yeah, we're really lucky that it works out this well.
Yeah.
And basically just put the mold in and then just reset the enemies and get back just in time for it to be made.
Indeed. At this point we're gonna be, I'm gonna craft one set of explosives ammo here, but we're gonna be using the grenade launcher to actually just open doors for us, because there are like these lights that need to be broken for doors to open. But it's just faster to use one explosive to open them.
A a lot safer as well, because if you were sitting there breaking the lights, that guy would come off the wall and start attacking you.
Yeah, you're almost gonna do 30 FPS. This just makes the enemy react a little bit slower. Which allows us to just pass these enemies, guaranteed. More often than not, you can just run by as well, but this is the extra safety.
Away in the village.
Going into these next few sections here, you're gonna see Trey using flashes quite a bit. The flashes are extremely powerful in this game, as you probably have seen already. It just stuns enemies outright. And that's why a lot of the early game we focus on getting herbs and chem fluids for the purpose of crafting flashes, and we want to try to avoid crafting heals as much as possible, because the heals and the flashes have the same crafting ingredients.
Yeah.
As you see here, he just flashes this entire room and is just able to run by.
Luckily, we managed to run by there. Sometimes you'll, like, in rare cases, you actually need to go 30 FPS. And if you wanted to, like, for actual speedruns, that would be, like, tiny bit faster. Just swap 30 FPS, but it's a bit slower real time. So, let's just try to squeeze by there. Again, there's a lot of just, we're trying to climb more up and find more key items to proceed here, so it'll be time for a donation or two again.
Alrighty, we have a $20 donation from the Gossip Gamer, who says, so proud of the GDQ community for coming together to get this bonus game funded in time. Not only do all the donations go to an important cause, but we can now experience the nightmare that is House Beneviento together. Good luck on the run. And yes, we did. Thank you, Gossip Gamer. We also have $50 from Bellion, who says, can't think of a better time to donate $50. Resident Evil? Check. Rhythm music game unlock? Check. Kingdom Hearts prizes? Check. A Sega prize pack with multiple games? Double check. Good luck on the runs.
So in this room, where basically we need to break these lights, which will stop this fan so we can climb at the top out of here. But there are these like, luckily that flash worked. Yeah, there are these new jetpack enemies introduced. Jetpack soldiers, basically very similar to other enemies here. But yeah, we just flashbang and run by.
Yeah, the flashbang is so strong that without the flashbang, that room is a nightmare.
Indeed. Yeah, I guess at the end of the factor we have a couple boss fights, kind of. Well, I guess there's still one time. There's a lot of like traversing in a lot of these sections, which just takes time. Here we're just traveling on this like pan is pulling us towards it, and we break it once we're close enough. Because it's like early on it pulls us a bit faster than just normally walking, but it slows down quite a bit, and we just break it at close range.
Your pistol ammo was insane.
Yeah.
We're watching the drops from the boxes.
Normally for the speedruns, we're allowed to kind of have this tool where we can see our current money situation. So I've completely forgotten to have on, so I have no idea how I'm doing with money, but pretty sure I should be fine with all the extra safety stuff I've been
I'd be very surprised if you were not. Okay.
Yeah. With the amount of pistol ammo you got, though, it might be rough if you did not pick up the safety stuff. Well, it's a good thing you did.
I'm just clearing some pistol ammo, I'm clearing inventory space, and it's not gonna need this ammo anyway, really, anymore at this point. During the factor, we try to wanna get 27 shotgun shells. We just barely have 27 here, because that's the amount we need for the
Take Rose.
one of the two boss fights coming up. Luckily, we just got barely enough here. We also have a shop here where we can technically buy buy more shotgun shells, but that's obviously a bit slower.
Yeah, here once Trey gets to the bottom of this elevator, he's gonna do the second to last Duke stop that he's gonna do. You should have enough money, and the reason that this is kind of one of the other RNG points for money, the other big one. You need to be able to afford a Magnum capacity upgrade, and it does the same thing as it does for the shotgun earlier. It gives you a full clip, but getting a full clip for free on the Magnum is huge, and it's vital. The next boss coming up, you have to hit every single shot of the Magnum, or it's pretty much over.
This is Lord Moreau's? I suppose that's what they call
We have enough to upgrade shotgun as well. Why not? Here again, technically looks a bit slow, but this will guarantee one of the upcoming enemies to not be able to hit us. Even now it's gonna look like really close call, but if we don't do that restart checkpoint, he will always hit us when we run through a door. It's gonna be this next upcoming enemy I'm talking about. If we don't restart the checkpoint, this dude behind this door would hit us, but now we can just barely squeeze by there. And do you remember that lockpick we used way back when we dropped the cogs? We now gonna go pick up the Magnum ammo there. Here we're gonna try to crouch by this enemy in a specific way. We didn't get hit. We crafted a key that we can use again all the way top of the elevator, so we need to now run back. I technically have some extra flashbangs here, but I'm just gonna, I don't know, I guess I'm just holding on to them. Here, this dude would block this whole hallway, but the power of 30 FPS, just run by. In this menu, I'm just gonna shortcut the Magnum back. I'm gonna craft a couple mines, and this is gonna be the last crafting we actually need to do for the whole run. Now we're heading up to two back-to-back boss fights. First we have to deal with Strum, this propeller dude. We need to hit every single Magnum shot here. It takes exactly 10 bullets to kill him or to hit the weak spot. We're gonna be using flashbangs to basically make him run in the walls and give us time to do that.
Yeah, this fight.
Go ahead.
This fight casually can be a nightmare if you don't use the Magnum. The Magnum does like 5 to 10 times more damage than any other gun will at this point. So, luckily, if you hit all your shots, he should be dead, and down he goes.
Very nice.
Yeah. We're also pushing this a little bit just to make sure we can load the treasure of this boss a bit closer to the exit door.
All the bosses have been pretty clean so far.
Yeah, we had that one random death at Stronghold, which I don't think I've ever died there, so...
Dude, I've seen that double drop down on casual categories. I've never seen it on boss. It was insane.
Overall, it's been clean though.
Again?
So
We're gonna get to... Yeah, we're gonna get to...
Are we watching this?
Just for a little bit. We'll say hi.
Well, let's say hi again to Rose, please. Oh my goodness.
In the way. What do you care?
So intimidating.
Killed my wife, you son of
It's probably the most scariest thing I've seen.
It was Miranda. What?
So good.
She's a bioweapon.
Beautiful.
She changed her appearance and pretended to be Mia.
Oh
She
no.
also survived being shot, so now I'm here to finish the job.
Are we waiting all the way to that smirk?
Sure.
Why'd you
We are really good in good time here.
Yeah, you're making good pace, so it's all right.
Civilians getting in the way.
Like, we're gonna wait baby smirk.
Yes, Chris. What the hell is going on?
Is this cutscene where Smirk was from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Ethan. All right.
I think we're like well within the time estimation here because this run has just
Hand me that wrench.
nothing bad has happened here. So come on,
Yeah, they
baby smirk.
only had like 2 retries and they were all really quick, so.
Yeah.
Long story short, Miranda's fucking insane. In this
Insane.
village, all these monsters and
I don't actually remember how long it is until it happens. But hopefully it's not too long.
I think it's soon.
I hope it's soon. Okay.
Louisiana. God damn it. All this time, I thought I could save my family. I can't escape.
Hopefully soon. TM.
I can't do anything. That might not be true.
How does Rose
Are
just
we
know
gonna
to
get-
make a tank?
Yeah.
Take a look at this.
We'll also get to control this tank soon here.
Miranda. Keep looking.
Gonna be our way to fight against the next boss fight.
Holy shit, we gotta go. Relax. My men are monitoring the situation.
Okay,
What the
it should be
hell?
here, right? All
Get
right.
it, Ethan. You don't stand a chance.
It
Should be in a moment.
Oh, okay. Come on, smirk.
We'll stay down here
So-
and finish planting explosives. We take that elevator. I'll meet you topside. I promise you, we will get your daughter back. Together. Damn straight we will. And when I find Miranda, she's a dead woman.
Oh, so worth it. So worth it. Okay. Oh, that's for just that smirk. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we're gonna do a little bit of a 180 cannon boost. This tank itself has like a cannon. We're gonna use the boost ourselves to the elevator. And we're gonna be using this tank on the next boss fight for the most part. There's 2 phases. First we use the tank, and then we use the our shotgun. The 27 bullets we collected earlier. I guess it's a bit less because we could afford an extra upgrade we normally don't get. But this
Yeah,
fight
this
is
is
also. Okay, you can explain.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say this is kind of what I was saying when I mean the game goes off rails. It just gets insane. But this fight, basically the goal with this fight is Heisenberg has this attack that he does where he summons some walls that can be really annoying. That can block your shots and block your line of sight on him. It loses you quite a bit of time. So the goal with this fight is to stun him out of the wall animation so that you cancel the attack. And the way that you do that, there he got it, is right when Heisenberg starts the wall animation, you want to break one of the lights which stuns him, and it'll skip the wall cycle. So you have to do it 2 times in the fight optimally. He got the first one there. The first one is the harder one. Hopefully he can get the second one.
Yeah, I'm doing here like a very hyper optimal version of this fight where I'm trying to shoot my cannon every time instantly once I get it. And
Yeah, he
so
needs to be
far this-
cannoning the weak points as well, which does double damage. This fight is really just about maximizing damage and trying to keep him away from you the whole time.
I've heard a lot of people say this fight is very hard when you're on a controller, but this seems very.
Yeah,
like
what
a
are
mouse
they
and
talking
keyboard
about?
aim. Yeah.
This is
Like a mouse and
easy.
keyboard aim. Mouse and keyboard aim is definitely seems pretty just pushing the boss constantly back when he gets close, but obviously this is like very practiced. Probably one of the hardest boss fights to do optimally. It's easy to do like always, but to do it optimally is a different thing.
Yeah, once this fight got optimized, it became like the biggest run killer for me. And I know for you as well, Trey. Once we got the optimized version of it, it got rough.
Yeah, there's a little thing he could have done there. You can see Heisenberg is moving really slow, so he can go into this scripted set piece animation. If you kill him right where he wants to do that, start that animation, you can skip the walking. But it's very, very specific.
And here we're gonna hear a lot of incredible one-liners while we fight this boss fight. It's a nice quad to RE5. And this is an incredible boss fight. I can do this eyes closed as well. I'm just gonna stand here still and just spam left click. Basically, we're just constantly keeping the boss stun locked here.
Yeah, every 3 shots he gets stunned, so yeah. With the reload tech, he can't do anything.
Yeah. There we go, that's the fight.
That was a really nice fight, actually. Got both the wall skips.
Yeah, it was good.
We're gonna loot a little bit extra here for the later part of the run. And here's a long, unskippable flight. So while this is happening, I can then give chat a little bit of a brain exercise because it's been a long day, right? So I put a thumb up in one of your hands, then an index finger in another, then just swap like this. And swap, and swap. You don't want to do any pistols or anything. Just, you know. There you go. And you can have do that the rest of the week and see if you can do it well then. But yeah, that's the boss fight. There's some more cutscenes, things happen, but what does happen exactly? I guess Chris is gonna tell us right here.
Captain, I've confirmed the death of Ethan Winters. I wasn't able to retrieve the body, but I've recorded evidence.
Share your screen, and I'll go over the
The
situation.
game doesn't allow us to skip this yet. There's like a long delay before you can actually skip it. And here we're entering the Priest of Duty. Feels very Call of Duty-ish.
Couldn't quite believe it when I heard you.
Like an action section. Chris has 5 times more health than the base default. Like Ethan has without any like health upgrades. So dying here is kind of hard, but you still like to do it optimally. Takes quite a bit of practice.
There's a lot of enemies, so you can get ganged up on pretty easily.
Yeah.
But Chris is a tank. He can tank probably 5 or 6 hits before he goes down, maybe even more than that. And you can still block as Chris.
Yeah. So if you block, you'll just take way less damage, and yeah. And you have these like heals that will heal your heal fully very quickly as well. So. This is the speedrun, we just run by everything.
Yeah, while it is hard to actually die as Chris, it is very easy to lose time on the Chris section. Mainly because of this part coming up he's about to do. This alleyway that he's about to run through, corridor, whatever you want to call it, it's pretty rough.
I'm gonna do
He's
this
gonna
on
go
30 FPS.
Yeah,
Just
gonna
to
go 30 to
guarantee
make it a bit
some-
easier.
Yeah. Try to throw these flashes at very specific timing. Just stun these enemies. And yeah,
That was
we
good.
got
Nice.
through them all, and we're gonna swap back to the FPS. The reason why I'm actually also swapping the FPS is just, if we don't swap the FPS, the guys are actually gonna hit me before I throw my flash. Like, just, they react to you faster, so. And here we have this
he's-
laser. Yeah, let's go ahead. This,
Yeah, this section, he's got a laser pointer, and he needs to destroy this big tendril-looking thing that's blocking the way, and he needs to do 3 missile targets, which is the laser pointer. Now, hopefully, it should be fine, but it's a little glitchy. Sometimes the missile target will just completely miss, or like it'll hit an enemy it'll just direct hit an enemy instead of the actual structure. But you do get an audio response if you do hit it correctly, at least.
let's try the full arm, see if I could punch one of the heads off of the lichens, but didn't quite work out. As said, we didn't really lose time there. And here we're gonna do a little bit of a run around, because we need to wait for this laser to reload. Oh, what are you doing here again?
Same thing
On the
as in the
practice,
practice.
It never happens in me runs, but for some reason now it's happening. But yeah, this is the last laser we need to do here.
Nice.
That felt good.
And we're heading to like a second Urias. We just call it Chris Urias fight. Basically behaves the same way as an earlier Urias fight we did, but he's just not gonna be spawning ads. We have this laser pointer as well we can use here.
Yeah, this one has armor on his face as well. He's like infected, and we need to be shooting the weak point on his back. But a lot of this is kind of just spinning around him and trying to optimize DPS as best as we can.
Yeah, typically the beginning of this fight is the same every time. We kind of cycle him in this way, where you get him to like the flip around attack and get some free shots on his back. But then after the beginning of it, this fight is kind of it never really goes the exact same way. It's kind of just like a fight you have to adapt to whatever attacks he does.
Yeah, I didn't get the actual like optimal thing happening here, so it might be just a little bit slower fight, but that's alright. If you get this fight very optimally, you would kill the boss in like right after the second laser shot. But this is the first one. We're gonna dodge this hammer by just crouching by.
And the reason that it's optimal to kill him right after the laser shot and not actually with the second laser shot, if you kill him with the laser shot, he has this really long animation of like getting up before he will actually die, so you can proceed. But if you put him to like 1 HP with the laser and then shoot his back, he kind of snaps up and skips the dying animation.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing this attack. Oh.
Oh,
That was
okay.
scary.
that was scary.
Yeah, that was a bit sketch, but we made it. Oh, this has been
I'm surprised
kind
he's
of a bad
alive,
fight.
honestly.
Yeah. Wait.
Oh wow, I
How
cannot
are
believe
you?
he's alive.
Hello?
I didn't think you were that far behind on damage.
There we go.
Yeah, it was close. Still a pretty good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad
Get
at all.
loading the treasure from this boss.
I'll keep going. The rest of you, stay above.
That's a guarantee we have the money, but we should be pretty fine here.
So if Miranda was the fake Mia, where's the real one? I doubt she saw any further use for her.
And that's pretty much it
we
for the
got-
Chris section. This last part's kind of just a lore dump at the end.
A moldy little bird told her, maybe?
You could probably do a donation here or two.
Focus on the plan.
Sure, we have a $100 donation from Billy S. Redfield, who says, got an AGDQ through a close friend a couple years ago and have been hooked ever since. Had to drop a donation during Resident Evil Village since it was my game of the year for 2021 and the series as a whole as an all-time favorite. This donation is also in memory of my grandfather who passed of stomach cancer 6 years ago. Keep up the amazing work.
Yeah.
And we also have another $100 donation from Seriously Man, who says, loving this run. Trey D is killing it.
Sick grenade there.
Yeah, we're using a grenade to break a lock. It's just can't really actually save time. I guess at the end of the section there, Chris finds Mia locked up. And we're back as Ethan, because Ethan is somehow alive. I guess we didn't talk about too much why, or yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
just
Ethan
alive.
is made of mold. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, he's a moldy boy. Pretty much. And we're heading for our last fight with Miranda. She killed us earlier, but now we're here. Try again. We're heading for the epic custody battle of the history. Child custody battle. And we're here, we're just upgrading our sniper to fully. The sniper is just insanely strong for this fight. And we're also buying a couple left explosives and mines here. And at the very end here, we're gonna do something which would like arguably like kind of look a bit glitchy, and you could say like this category is called glitchless, but it probably should be called just no major glitches, because this is currently allowed in runs. So you're gonna see soon what I mean once we enter this fight.
Yeah, it's always hard to define glitchless because well, this is allowed, so
yeah, it's allowed.
It's fine.
So
Miranda
in this
has-
fight,
Good.
yeah. I was about to say, it doesn't matter where you shoot, you do the same damage, so the lowest part actually has the biggest hitbox. And these arms kind of like sometimes easily get in the way of the shots, so it just guarantees us to hit more shots when we're aiming at the lower part here. And here we're actually gonna be using a flashbang, and this is what I was talking about. This is making her stand still here, so we can empty a clip here. But it's also needed for like the way we're doing this fight now. There's like these delays kind of at the end of the fight, her phasing, which allows us to just barely kill her in time. So for some reason, if we keep looking up, shooting up, we can still hit the ball that was there and be able to deal damage. Laying up 3 mines. Can do 3 more shots. So timing's coming kind of soon here. We can do 5 more shots. 2, 3, 4, 5. If this worked, there
Very
we go.
nice.
We got the fast kill.
That fight is so awesome.
Well, yeah, and then we just have to do this kind of very scripted. You can't actually, like, from these hits, you actually cannot dive, even though we're like in very danger here. We can just stand still. At least I'm pretty sure you cannot die here. We just need to shoot at very specific timing here to end the fight, so when this camera zooms in, that's time.
GG's, man. That was a really good run.
Nice run, man.
Indeed. We actually had gold at this fight again.
Really? That's so funny.
That was a really good fight. Just had to block ones, pretty much.
Yeah, thanks so much for letting me run in this event. It was the first time for me. I was really nervous about this run. You guys did amazing with pushing it for the bonus game goal at the very end. I was kind of nervous. I'm staying up here. It's 6 a.m. in the morning here in Finland. And glad I was able to show this case, especially for the good cause.
It's all right, Rose. It's all right.
Yeah, the cutscene. Let's just ignore that. Can be. But yeah. You can find me on Twitch. I do stream speedrunning mostly, kind of in between games at the moment, but yeah, thanks so much. That was it for me.
All right, that was amazing. Claps in the chat one more time for Trey D, Resident Evil Village on Village of Shadows difficulty. And as someone who has died 466 times when he tried to do that casually, let me tell you that was an incredibly impressive run. Shout outs to Trey D. Well done.